killed himself.
Work out in my apartment, but I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You straightened out the FBI.
This is why Luke Beasley won't come.
Dadgummit.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino, you know, he's always been a guy. Some would say he's a great guy. I want it. Some would say he's a good guy. I want it. Some would say he's a decent guy. I want it. And some would just say he's a guy. I would. From all I can tell, he's a guy. And it looks like he's out. Now, here's the here's the little context, and I'll show you him on Fox, and I'll show you Trump. I've been seeing headline after headline about different Trump administration officials like this. Dan Bongino clearing out his office in preparation for FBI exit. And we saw similar things. Kash Patel is about to be fired by Trump. And then Pete Hegseth is on the outs. And then they deny it, and then it never happens. So I don't want to... I've actually specifically not reported on a lot of those stories because it doesn't seem like it's actually happening. Maybe someone said that they wanted Patel out, or they wanted Hegseth out, or they wanted whoever down the list of the headlines that we've seen, but it didn't seem like it was actually going to happen, so I don't want to clickbait y'all on that. This one is actually happening, it seems, because Trump kind of came out and confirmed it. So that was the headline. Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino is reportedly already clearing out his office ahead of an imminent departure from the Bureau and a potential return to the MAGA media circuit. If MAGA lets him just start his podcast again, his whole thing was caring about stories such as Epstein. He had so much coverage of Epstein. Then he goes into the FBI and falls right on his face and is a part of a cover-up on the thing that he talked a bunch about. You can't just then go back and start a podcast. And there's going to be a lot of stuff he knows that is classified, so it's not like he could go out and be like, well, now I can tell my full truth, because then he'll be prosecuted probably. So it's going to really bother me. They're just like, you know what, come back on in. The Bongino Bonanza Daily can start back up, whatever his show was called. Before I show you Bongino, my favorite clip of Bongino ever, what does he do? It's interesting because you're like, well, looks like his storied career in the FBI is coming to an end. What did he do? Here's Trump saying, yeah, I think he wants to go back to doing his show. While we watch this, please do, if you appreciate this show, click the subscribe button. It's a really simple gesture, but it's beautiful because it's free for all of you, but it actually makes a difference for us.
Oh, Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show. Yeah, I agree.
He did a great job at what? At least Kash Patel, I don't know, gets himself into a female-sized medium jacket and does press conferences. Like, he's not doing a good job either, but at least he does stuff. I don't even know what... Right whenever Bongino kind of got into the FBI, deputy FBI director, the whole Epstein controversy blew up, and he, like, hid under a rock, and no one heard from him. And then that's it. Like, that's the story of Dan. Now, this takes us back to his interview a little while ago, but I think it's very relevant now, when he was on Fox and Friends, and the writing was on the wall. He wasn't made for this. And it was described by Aaron Rupar as Dan Bongino. I almost said Bongina. What? Bongina? What? Why did I say that? Has a nice cry on Fox News. He really was on the verge of tears here. To take a look.
I mean, I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this, and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
I just...
Every time I watch that clip, I'm not going to do the whole joke about how specific he gets because I've done it so many times. Our regular viewers are like, all right, we get it. The mid's old. But it's too priceless. He's getting way too specific. The faucet turns on. Every time Alexis visits him at the office, you just sit there and you're thinking about how your wife never visits you. You never get to turn on your faucet to cover the sounds of other noises? Dan, I'm sorry. You don't have a love story like Cash and Alexis. But I should note that every time I hear Brian Kilmeade go, all right, buddy, but like you're doing a great job. Listen though again to what it is that Brian could think of as to the great job that Dan's doing.
Hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
They're moving offices. You're doing a lot of things. You're changing a lot. You're moving offices, etc. You know, like listen, offices, etc. I mean, wow, things, other stuff. Wow, you're doing this interview. It's really exciting. Now, speaking of interviews, we now have some clips from what I showed you the trailer for yesterday. Speaking of trailers, did y'all see Melania? I'll show you this in a second. Melania Trump has a movie, a TV show coming out, or a documentary about her. And here's the problem. I don't care about it. Trailer's cool. This is what I'm struggling with. I don't want to care, and I don't. But the trailer was so cool from an editing standpoint. And that bothers me because now I want to watch it. But I don't care. What? Melania, she's some... But the editing was so cool. Okay, we'll look at that in a second. But you have... Katie Miller had to put up a disclaimer at the beginning of this podcast saying this was recorded before the horrific mass shooting at Brown University because the imagery of this is just horrible. That there's all this going on and so much that the FBI director should be doing, and they're doing this. It'd be fine to be doing an interview, but this was like a gossip interview, lifestyle interview, couple. I still can't think of from yesterday what those things are called, those magazines that are about celebrities. I'll think of it, but here's the first clip from their interview. Just poorly timed.
This next question's very funny. Would you rather Cash sing backup vocals on your next single or Alexis field questions from senators about your relationship in a televised hearing?
Well, one, she would field those questions spectacularly well and crush those clowns. Two, if I sang backup vocals for her or anyone else, their career would be over.
Tabloid. This is like a tabloid interview. We don't want it. I don't want to know about your relationship with Alexis. Don't care. And it just all is so bizarre. That's what people are saying. It's just bizarre. I'm happy you both are in love. Whatever I feel about you, Cash, doesn't mean you can't find love, but I don't care. Actually, if I liked you, I would care. So that I guess it is more about me not liking you. I would enjoy this interview if I liked you. Okay. Well, you get the point. All this is happening and they're talking about, at one point they asked a would you rather question. Really? We're at a little slumber party? Doing would you rather? Truth or dare? Cash, I dare you to sing her song. Ha ha ha.
On a personal level, of course, I wish we didn't have to deal with the attacks. Like, she should be out there touring and crushing it on the country music stage, as she always has been, and she shouldn't have to deal with the collateral consequence of just being the FBI director's girlfriend. But I think with the hypersensitive nature of the media, especially the social media space.
Listen again to this part. This is a slumber party. He adopted the tone of a teenage girl at a slumber party. Listen, ready? Da 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 da, na 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 na, And then you got a na na na, right? You're gonna hear it. Now that I said it, you're gonna hear it. Ready?
And crushing it on the country music stage as she always has been, and she shouldn't have to deal with the collateral consequence of just being the FBI director's girlfriend. But I think with the hypersensitive nature of the media, especially the social media space, people come at you because it takes me back to like when I first did an investigation of consequence, Benghazi or Russiagate or what have you. They always said it's going to be the loudest when you're over the target. And yeah, it's been the loudest for us in recent history because she's doing amazing things and the FBI is doing a great job for the American people. And certain sectors of the online space aren't satisfied that we're thriving, we're surviving, and that we have the support of this administration.
So it's the loudest when you're over the target. And then he starts with that Alexis Wilkins is crushing it. I don't think that has anything to do with hate you're getting if she's crushing it in country music. And also any threats or anything like that is horrible. And that does happen to public figures like this. So that's always terrible. In terms of online backlash, I think it's more people don't feel like you're doing a good enough job as the FBI director. So then it kind of feels like salt in the wound whenever we see that at the same time you're going to visit her all the time on the FBI jet, on taxpayer dime, during a government shutdown when no one has the ability to fly. I looked up on Spotify Alexis Wilkins because he keeps talking about her like she's George Strait. Who's George Weiss's right? That type of stuff, jokes and things. But then also, who's the other one? The country music legend.
Luke Combs?
No, not Luke Combs. Legend. Country music legend.
Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, that's one. Country music legends. I'm thinking of the one who goes, Alex is, no, Johnny Cash, no, Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks. I was thinking of Garth Brooks, and the song that I was thinking of, Low Places. Low Places. That's what it is. Yeah. So she's not Garth Brooks, okay? Or Carrie Underwood. She's not Carrie Underwood. I dug my key into the side. Right? She's not that. I looked at her Spotify. Her best song, 450,000 listens. That's not legend status. Let me just compare that. Carrie Underwood, her most listened to song has millions, hundreds of millions. You don't have a billion, Carrie? I was expecting billion. A lot of these people have billion listens. Overall increase. Wilkins' music streams have reportedly increased about 48% over the past year. Maybe because of her relationship, which is fine, as long as you're happy, as long as you turn on the faucet from time to time and Dan's hearing it. Okay, then you have this.
Things don't matter. She's touring, we're campaigning. She's also doing campaign and political stuff at the same time. So we just, like everybody else, got on planes, met where we could. Made it a point to see each other either in Nashville and Vegas, and sometimes it ended up being in DC, or sometimes it's on the road where she was performing. And so you just make it happen if it's worth it, and it is.
Oh, I mean, I remember that we tell the story a lot, and we debuted the Cassie, Jaden's girlfriend, on the bonus show. That's the type of content you only get on the bonus show. And then we also debuted Cassie's friend, who wanted to tell Jaden's supporters that Jaden belongs to Cassie. The bonus show's a crazy time. And I remember Jaden, I don't know if you remember this, but we had this conversation. It was late night. They were doing long distance when we were in DC. Jaden and Cassie. And Jaden said to me, it's tough doing long distance, but I believe that we can do it because Cash and Alexis are doing it. And that really gives me hope, because if they can do it, then you can do it. I remember that conversation. It was sort of like, wow. I mean, they're inspiring young people to choose love over. Love does not see borders. I remember Cash telling me once, and I've conveyed that to Jaden. And now Jaden and Cassie are happy. They made it. And now they don't have the long distance anymore. That's what they're talking about in this interview. How'd you do long distance? I don't care. What about the shooter on the loose? What about that? Oh, okay, then this.
On a personal level, of course, I wish we didn't have to deal with the attacks. Like, she should be out there touring and crushing it on the country music stage as she always has been. And
Okay, nah, the same clip. That was the same clip, sorry. There's one other. He says, what is everyone getting up in arms about me taking the FBI jet when I please to see Alexis? Something that I previously criticized FBI directors for. Using the jet for personal purposes. However you feel about it, he criticized the past FBI directors for that, so he should at least hold himself to the same standard. But he goes, wait, how could you criticize me for that? Because, let's see here.
And no one told them not to go on vacation. And it's ironic that they're saying, oh, you're going on vacation or you're going to see your girlfriend perform. And if I was actually abusing it, I would go see every one of her shows. I think I get to like 15%.
15% of her shows? That was not a good defense. If I was abusing now to go to every single one. Well, if she's as much of a sensation as you say she is, she's probably performing a lot, like multiple times a week. So yeah, I would assume 15% sounds like a lot, depending on how much she's performing. Yikes, Cash. So that's it. Bongino's out. Cash is in. Everyone's living. And we'll see. Maybe Bongino will have some bombshells. Some Bongino shells. No? Yes? Bond shells to share.